I woke up this morning to a really big itch that I need to scratch, and that is sewing. I want to do some sort of like clothing upcycle kind of project, and the reason is because I'm not like, I don't want to start something from scratch right now. I'm in a more chill vibe. It's nice out, it's sunny, so I want to do something that won't take the entire day. Maybe some sort of thrift flip, and I have one in mind that I keep going back to in my brain of something that I'm like, I want in my closet, and that is an upcycled button down or just like a cooler version of a button down. And so we're gonna take something that already exists. I'm gonna go to the thrift store with you guys in a few to pick out some because I would use the button ups that I have, but I love them too much to cut into them. And so I'm gonna go find some that I love still, but that I don't have that attachment to. Here's what I have in mind. Making a little keyhole design in the front. It actually has a little drawstring, and then you can tighten it and make a little bow, and I just think it's kind of cute and kind of summery, springy for a button down. And I was gonna just do this alone, but I was like, why not bring you with me? And at the end of this video, I would love to go through some projects that are on my to-do list with you guys, just because I think it would be fun. And I've gotten the requests to do like some sort of project inspiration video. And so I think combining it with something like this might be fun, hopefully up your alley, it's up mine. And I have a lot of things that I'm really excited to make and want to make that are sewing pieces, knit pieces, and crochet pieces. I'm actually working on a crochet bonnet because I really wanted to make some sort of crochet like top, but I'm trying to hone in on my skills a little bit more before I jump into something like that. So I opted for a spring bonnet like this, and it's turning out really cute. I think it's gonna be fun and pink, and it'll be perfect for spring if I get it done in time. And I actually have been getting a lot better at crocheting and a lot more confident in it, and that is all thanks to Skillshare actually. I'm currently like halfway, I would say, through their modern crochet learning path, and first of all, it's so fun, and two, you know what I love so much about it? It's very easy to follow. The path is actually taught by Tony Lipsy. First of all, she is so knowledgeable, and she also just makes it super easy to understand, and I actually think it would be so useful for someone who's never even touched or looked at a crochet hook. And right now she's going over adding borders around projects, and that's something that I've done for a really long time just off of like gut feeling, and then I always hate how it turns out. And so learning the right way to do something is so beautiful. Skillshare is actually the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry pros across film, illustration, design, freelance, productivity, and more. So if you're someone who would also like to invest in yourself and your goals by starting a learning path on Skillshare, the first 500 people to use my code or my link down below get 1 month free of Skillshare with my code or my link down below. And thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring. Now let's send out a really good vibe that the thrift store will actually have some good shirts. This piece. I found the original piece on Instagram, like the original brand who upcycled it, and it's $19.99 East Studio. And once I zoom in, you can actually tell that there's another fabric on the back side of the front part, because I was like, how do you have enough fabric from the original piece to do that? So I was like, wait, I thought I had, because I'm going to do it on this yellow shirt. I thought I had more yellow fabric to use, but I don't think I do. So I'm just going to use, like they just used like a similar kind of cotton feel fabric. I'm gonna do that and then just attach it. That way it has more fabric to it, and I don't have to take off. I literally just probably cut out the cut that I want. I just have to find enough fabric to use for the bow, which I can take off length, or I could take off something from the back maybe. Now it makes sense. They actually had a decent amount of things at the thrift store for this project. You guys know, I'm in a phase, butter yellow phase, so I had to grab this one. And then I also grabbed this, just a nice green and white striped one. Very cute as well. And then I also grabbed a black one that I want to figure something out with it, because again, I've just been wearing black a lot more, so I think it could be fun. And you know what's crazy? Also got this sheet set for a future project, and it's like the same exact color of that, so I need to use it. I'm going to cut a circle/oval. First I'm going to trace it and then cut it. I think I'm going to use this as like a little guide. I'm not sure though, because I would think that, because in the picture it's oval and I like the shape of it, So I'm like, if it's a circle, can it be oval whenever you like tighten it, you know? I don't know. I'm gonna have to like think about and play around with it before I actually go forward. But I think it needs to be more oval, so let me find something more. I think what I'm going to do is just freehand it, and I'm going to just make one on here and then try to perfect it, and it's fine, you know? Normally, that's how I go and then I regret it, but I don't know how else. Like, I could do a printout of one, but let's see, an oval. This is not gonna. Okay. It's not bad. It's a little leaf. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger, first of all. Wider, maybe. Okay. That's way better. So, like, obviously, without the point on it, and I want to leave a little bit up there, but, like, technically right there, and then I'll cut a little bit more around it, and I think that that would actually be good. All we can do is try. Okay, I'm just gonna go around it with a marker. Okay, I'm scared. I did it! I'm really nervous. If I just left it like this. Okay, now to do the other layer, or for the tunnel part on the back side, I'm going to need this, and then I'm also going to, like, I'm gonna have to trace around this, and then do a line, probably like an inch or two, I'm gonna give myself like an inch and a half maybe, out to go around this, so that it can go all the way around this side, and then I can put it against here, sew it on this line, flip it. You'll see. Okay, so first up, I'm just going to draw a line all the way around this, about an inch to an inch and a half. It's more of like probably an inch, but you can measure, but because of the pattern of this, I'm kind of just using the dots as like kind of an eyeball guide. Then I'm going to trace the inside as well, and then we're going to make like a tunnel. And then you are left with this, something that looks like this. I just sliced it down the middle so it'll be easier to pin, and because this part is going to be the top where it's not really connected, and hopefully this will work. Okay, now you're left with a big gaping hole, and then you're also left with this. So what I'm going to do is pin all the way around onto the line. Here's where I made a mistake. I probably should have serged all of the edges of this little piece of fabric. So if you are choosing to make this, I would highly recommend doing that. Either serging the edges or zigzag stitching, or just giving yourself a little bit more room to create like a folded hem on it, just so that it doesn't fray under it. I didn't think about that until literally while I'm editing this. I'm like, that was stupid. And honestly, within sewing, I've gotten a lot more comfortable with the idea of seam ripping. I don't know why before I just like hated having to redo things, but I'm like, you know what? Now at least it's like it teaches me the right and wrong way to do things. I'm kind of looking at it like that, I guess. And I don't like seam ripping, which it's not really, it's probably best to not like it, because then you want to have to like do it less. Here we have it. And then I'm just going to sew on the inner part of the circle. That way, whenever we flip this, and then we're going to have to sew again on the other side just to like make sure it's a tunnel, and then the middle is going to be empty for the string to go through, but let's do this officially. Next, we're going to fold it over and iron on the seam line as close as you can get it, basically. Okay, after that, I'm going to grab my clips, and I'm going to flip this thing inside out so that it's easier to work on. And I just think that once it is inside out, let's see, like that, you can kind of see the amount of tunnel that you'll have. And I'm just going to pin that down, again, on the seam where I ironed it, just so it stays down. And then whenever I'm going through, because eventually we're going to attach it on the other side of the tunnel. I have a fabric of the same color that I think I'm going to use for the tie, just to create one. but I don't think they even have to be the same color. I just don't want to have to cut into the rest of this because I like the length of it, and it's like perfect size. It's perfectly sized. If you have a super oversized one, you can definitely just like take an inch or two off of the bottom and then use that as your tie through it, or take like a part of the back out, something like that. But again, just because I have a fabric that is the same color as this, I'm just going to use that for the tie. Or again, if you have bias tape or a lace or something like that, you can use that as well. Now I'm just going to sew around the outer side of it, and this is going by a little too fast. I'm getting kind of excited. Okay, now for the ties. This is the fabric that I'm going to use because it's similar color. So I'm going to take off an inch like that, and then I'm going to go in and fold and then sew. Okay, and then you're left with this, about 2.5 feet of fabric. However thick you want, half as thin if you want it a lot thinner. I'm doing like a medium-sized one. I always make them too thick. So now how mine opens is like this because it was on the edge. And it opens, as you can see, and then it's like folded in the middle or ironed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with an iron, fold this side in, and then fold that out so that all of the edges are encased into it. This is basically like making your own bias tape as well. So in case you've never done something like this before, it's very, very simple and easy. But there are tons of bias tape tutorials out there, and you can do something like that. A lot of them will tell you to cut, like we're not making actual bias tape, so I didn't cut on a diagonal or anything. So anyway, see how it looks like that? And then we're gonna fold it over, and then I'll sew on that. See, and then this is what you're left with. Just a nice string. And then with this, I'm going to run it through. Woo! All I'm going to do is thread this cording through the tunnel that we created. This is one of those things that I never actually thought I would do. Like I screenshot it and I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. But like one of those things where it's like, it wasn't top on my priority list, but I woke up yesterday morning, I was just like, I want to do it. I want to start it. So that's what I did. I did as much as I could yesterday, and then we got to it today. But I'm very excited to wear this. This is going to be like perfect, I think, for the warmer seasons. And this color of shirt, I'm so stoked about. So that's going to make it even better. I think this is going to be so cute. Let's try it on. I am so unbelievably obsessed with this. It adds that just like extra oomph to a boring button down. I'm stoked about this. I feel like I want to do this to like all of my button downs. It was so easy. You guys see this. It took no time. I literally thought this was going to be like a big long sewing vlog, but it's not. So it was way easier than I thought. Really not a lot of like brain work to go into it. I feel like either you could put it, like you can do a bigger one too. You can do it in the back. I feel like that would be really cool as well. So if you're looking for a really easy upcycle project or for some sort of shirt that you don't wear anymore or that you just like are kind of bored of, I feel like this is perfect. So hopefully this was helpful to you in my instructions. I really, really hope. But I did want to go over some projects that I'm really excited to do. Like I have a lot of sewing things and crochet knit pieces that I want to make for the spring and summer. So let's dive into those. You guys, isn't this just so fun? Even for like sit down videos where you only see this upper half, I feel like it's really so cute and fun. Anyway, now, first up, starting with some crochet pieces that I really want to make. I want to make this Miu Miu style little bag. I think this would be so cute with all of these colors. I want to find the exact colors and just try to remake it as close as I can. Amateur version. And then also within like the crochet realm, there's also like a knit bag that I want to make that's kind of in a similar vein. And I've made knit bags before. There's something that I like to knit. They're kind of quicker and they're like satisfying at the end and easy. And then also for crocheting and knit, I want to do some sort of, I'm really hoping to knit my first vest or like top, some sort of something that's like easy. I have a lot of different patterns that I'm thinking of. These are a couple that I really, really, really like and that seem like I could take them on. Then also crocheting a vest as well. I really want to crochet a summer vest and start there. Those are like my starting points, and then eventually I would love to do like a swimsuit cover-up dress kind of thing. How I started crocheting was I really was into like the mesh crochet stitch, and that was really fun to learn. That was my first ever crochet stitch that I learned, was the mesh, whatever you call it, like little squares, and it was so fun. So those are like top on my list, and for yarn projects. Then for sewing, I have so many sewing projects that I like desperately want to do. I actually have like a whole folder on my phone of like 400 things. First up, I know I've mentioned this to you guys before and you guys were so down for it, but the apartment jacket by Lyrica Muktoshi, I am so obsessed with it. I want to make my own version of it, so that is going to come eventually. I just need to like actually block out time. I'm gonna probably work on it like here and there whenever I do end up doing it. Or I've recently found these like old vintage vests that are kind of like very similar to the apartment jacket. They are so stunning. They're like a bathroom version of it, and in the back, and then the girls in the shower. It's just, they're so beautiful and like well thought out and unique. So something like that. I could start with a vest, but why not? I'll just go full-fledged to the coat, because the coat doesn't really have it on the arms or anything either. So, and I can do it however I want anyway. But also, a quilt project is on my horizon. I really want to learn. I've quilted a few things before, and most recently I made like a little makeup bag for my mom, which that wasn't really like quilt patchwork or anything. It was just like quilting. But I want to do a patchwork project. That's probably more of what I should say. And I found like these cute like tank tops like this, a cute pair of shorts, which one of you guys sent over to me yesterday, which was so, I'm like obsessed with them. So that is top on my priority list for summertime. And then also going into like the colder seasons, I really want like a customized patchwork jacket. I have my See New York jackets, but I want to make one that like I pick every little color that's on it. That's what I think is so awesome about quilting and patchwork and things. But I also want to make a corset. That is also top on my list, waiting for the new season of Bridgerton. I love a corset right now. I've been on the Selkie website, so like anything Selkie-esque too, great. A dress like this for the summertime, specifically in like a white fabric. I might upcycle a current dress that I have and do something like this one. This one's beautiful. I don't even know the brand of it, but it's really pretty. And it just like looks flowy. I want to live in those kind of dresses this year, so I just need to like thrift some fabric and just make like a few that I can just cycle through all summer long. I feel like that would be perfect. Also, I want to make some more bloomers, like my bloomer shorts that I made last spring or summer. I wear those constantly. I want to make some actual bloomer shorts that are like puffier, with ruffles as well. I just want to make a few things like that. And some of these I'll make videos on. Some of them might be in a vlog. Some of them I might put on Instagram or TikTok or something. But I just, yeah, something like that. And then I also have this toile fabric that I ordered, and it's like this red, beautiful toile. And I am waiting for the perfect project to use it on. And I'm thinking maybe of doing a Salter House style set where it's like the beautiful like top that has like the corset matching on the front half, because then I can wear both of them separately, but they still go together, and I feel like I would wear that a lot, to be honest. But then it's like, do I need a skirt too? Or I'm thinking of like a really pretty dress that has ruffles up and down it, like something like this. Originally, I got the toile fabric because I was watching The Great and I saw Elle Fanning's character was in this really beautiful dress, and I was like, I want to make that. So I was going to make a remake version of that, and I still want to do that. So I'm like, should I do that? Maybe I can do like a top and a skirt. That way because I probably won't wear the dress as much, but if I wanted to wear them together, they would still go together and be like a dress. Maybe I'll do that with the toile. Then I also, on a different end of the, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm just like brain dumping right here. But I have this like really pretty white lacy ruffle fabric, and I think a shirt like this fabric specifically looks exactly identical to it. And I think a shirt like this, or a blouse, whatever, it would be really perfect for it. And I've been saving that fabric for almost 2 years now because I have not found the exact thing that I want to make with it. But I need to just bite the bullet and do it because I want to be able to wear it. And I think it's going to be really cute. So lastly, for my projects, the final one that I'm doing ASAP, like as soon as possible, is a belt. I want some sort of utility style belt, whether it's in a yarn, so I crochet or knit it, or I sew it. I want something like that, and I think that I'm making it would be so much better than having to find it because I just can't find it anywhere. Just to kind of self-draft it, and I feel like I like stuff like that, so that would be really cool to me, and yeah. I could go on and on and on about tons of different projects, but again, I didn't really categorize these things, so it's kind of seeming all over the place, but I just have like one big folder that I go off of in my phone, and when I see something that I want, like that inspires me in a way, I add it to that, and it's overwhelming to say the least because I have so many things I want to make, so little time, and anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing these at least, and enjoyed watching me make this really quickly. This is more of just like a little vlog style, short, easy DIY rather than like my last one was just like there were so many things going on in one video. I thought it could be nice to kind of pull it back a little bit, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did. Subscribe if you like these kinds of videos as well, and I will talk to you guys next time. I love you. Bye! Also, thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring. Make sure you check them out down below to try them out for free.